Hello, that's the wrong thing. That's not where we're supposed to go. That's where we're supposed to go. Hi. I've been awake since 3:30 this morning, so I'm a little insane. But we're back. It's episode 8 of our Defiant actual play Trail of the Dead. And you know what? It's not there things might be a little wonky today. Some of us might get taken out by a thunderstorm. We're not sure. You might hear a little echoes cuz two of us are in the same room today, but that's cool. Otherwise, we're here. We're ready to play some games. So, Andrew, start us off with intros, awkward questions, all that good stuff. Let's go.
All right, so my name's Andrew. I'm the storyteller, narrator, whatever. I forget what it's called in this game. In charge of this situation, and joining us tonight are our lovely players. And the question that I'm going to pose to y'all is: virgin or alcoholic? It doesn't. It can bridge the gap there. But what is your favorite beverage?
Hi, I'm Ellie. I play Uzi, Zelik's bro, they, them pronouns. And you can find me on Twitter at L Esperanto. But my favorite beverage is a hurricane because it's the perfect combination of oops, I'm drunk. And also I normally just super duper hate fruit drinks, but it does something for me. It's gotta be the grenadine. But like yeah, hurricane.
I'm Fairy Zarina, and I'm going to be playing Violet Aria today. She's a Greek goddessy swan lady who runs a whorehouse. And my favorite drink is probably boba tea. It's so good. I love it so much.
Boba.
That's hard. I love them all. Like I don't taro, strawberry, watermelon.
Oh, a frozen watermelon on a hot day of boba.
I was gonna say frozen or iced.
Iced.
Okay.
Hey everybody, as that scandal unfolds, Pope here, Pope Robel on Twitter, Pope Robel on Twitch. I lurk in all your streams. I get to play Clive. I think everyone's favorite devil at this point. And as for me, my favorite beverage is a custom mix of teas and spices that I make in-house. Some Assam, cardamom, cinnamon, black pepper, with a little bit of French vanilla creamer. Makes me a happy lad. Though, if we're going with characters, I can certainly say Clive is an Irish coffee drinker.
Mm-hmm.
Religiously. Because you gotta get up to get down.
He always struck me as the kind of guy that would get served a glass that is on fire.
No.
Pepper. B56.
I already can picture the glass. Fun times with travel. The French style obscenely large coffee mugs. It's one of those. And a third of it is just whiskey. 1/3
I'm gonna
coffee,
marry
1/3
Clive.
whiskey.
Clive can be my boyfriend now.
Well, as that scandal unfolds, hey everyone, I'm Val, a rosary on the internet. You're on my channel. Today I bring Zelik and Nath. He is a Leviathan and the sibling of Uzi. And as far as like me, I love alcohol. I'm not like an alcoholic, love alcohol. I don't need it, but I like things that taste good. But my favorite, it's not my go-to because it has so much sugar in it. But my favorite is actually a Mexican mule. So instead of like vodka, like a Moscow mule, you make that shit with tequila because I am a Texas girl and we drink tequila.
Doesn't
My
that come in a
go-to,
special glass?
my go-to in general, like that's my favorite. Like that's like my treat to myself drink. But when I'm just like sitting around at the house, it's usually a double bullet on the rocks, bullet being a bourbon. I love bourbon. As I age, like I start thinking about just drinking straight alcohol, like an adult. like so yeah, non-alcoholic. It's fucking coffee. I live off of coffee. Just though right now I have a Coke Zero. Hey, if you would like to give us coffees, this is
Sorry, Rosie.
What?
You inversed me as an adult, and I find it so funny because I used to be like, I'm only going to drink straight. And then I'm like 27, 28 now. I'm like, listen, if it's not half sugar or an energy drink, leave me alone.
Let's talk about this for a hot second because we have a hot second because I said so. I'm the boss. So here's what's up about like my adult beverage journey. Okay, I grew up in Louisiana. I'm Cajun. 25 years of my life. So beer wise, we had shit beer, right? Like it usually started with Bud and ended in light in some form or the other, right? So beer, didn't start drinking beer until I met my spouse, and he introduced me to things that actually tasted good, like Francis Connors, and then I just started like, yay, beer. Didn't start drinking wine until I was in my late 20s because I don't know, some like white women decided that I was also a white woman and gave me wine. It just happens, right? But as far as like mixed drinks, I don't know if people know this, but in Louisiana, there are literally drive-through bars that you can get frozen daiquiris from. And they're sweet as fucking sweet. Just strawberry daiquiris, frozen strawberry margaritas, frozen white Russians, frozen chocolate Russians. I need to take a picture of the menu of my hometown's frozen daiquiri bar. Not only that, you can just drive and get shots. You can fill a milk jug of frozen daiquiri and they just hand it to you through the drive-thru. Why can you do that? That sounds super illegal. It's because of Napoleonic law, because we're French as fuck. And as long as there's a lid on it, you can just keep it in the front of your car. And guess what? Constitutes as having a lid on it. A styrofoam cup with a lid on it that doesn't have a straw in it. And this is why people die in Louisiana.
Wait, sometimes they're extra fancy and they add the little pieces of tape.
Oh, sometimes they'll tape it. Sometimes. Depends on where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where my alcohol journey started, was frozen daiquiris that we drove through to get. And then like for some weird reason in my early 20s, I really liked Cosmos from Chili's because I thought that was super fancy. I don't know. Anyway, this is a viewer affected game. You can affect the game with your bits, subs, and donations. Every 100 biddies gives us 3 rolls. You can help us with endeavors if you what's the subs? Fuck, I forgot. I was trying to be like super smart and just
one of them's
go
endeavors,
into
one of them is
subs.
shards.
The Shark Brigade. We have a shit ton of those. We have 22 of them. I'm not saying don't subscribe to me, but we don't technically need it. But I always need it. And if you donate to the channel, you can help with endeavors, afflictions. But we haven't really been using that mechanic that much. So it's fine. You can still give us money. And if you want us to shut the fuck up and just not stream anymore, you have to give me $10,000 so I can pay everyone here and we can just leave you the fuck alone. So that's how that rolls. Like, hi, I'm fucking done. Go ahead and start, Andrew.
Okay.
What's your favorite
No
drink?
problem.
You didn't tell us.
Oh, I'm cheap. I like instant coffee and instant chai tea with hot water poured over it. I'm just filth.
Absolute garbage.
Yeah, the dirtiest of dirty chais.
Yes, but at least it's cheap.
Yeah, it is cheap.
True.
1 second, we'll get started with fair.
Okay. So, what's everyone's favorite pizza topping? Oh wait, he's back. Never mind.
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to be a little more quiet. It's going to be a slightly more intimate game this time.
Oh, okay.
Everyone lean in really close. so that when I do the jump scare later, it's very effective. Of Luke. So this is part 2 of The Man Walked the Streets Collecting His Due. This is episode 8.5. So we're getting right up to the end. Last time, the team was able to find some information pertaining to the actual super big bad of the series, the original embodiment of nothingness, Null, the first Leviathan. And they also found out that Zero is some sort of pawn of Null, the one who's setting up all of these attacks and different undermining the city infrastructure. Last time, Zero caught everyone in a Lotus Eater machine, and everyone was able to work their way out of it. Once they did, they found a couple of dragon killers. Rebecca Mbasso and Harrison Locke and Diana Lode, mortals that have the ability to kill angelic and demonic creatures, which is not something they should be able to do. However, while all of this was happening, poor Violet, through no fault of her own, ended up a bit in the schmutz. So let's kind of bring back up to speed with Violet. What's been going on in the Kittery?
Well, we have been planning the midnight or the full moon party.
The eclipse.
And the eclipse, yes. The eclipse party. And trying to get everything all set up for that. Making calls, trying to find somebody to do some live music. All of that. Been trying to deal with my annoying husband, who has been trying his best to become the next top model, as it were.
Yes, and because of the let's say narratively similar ideologies between the two, when Zero attempted to nail Violet with the Lotus Eater machine, he missed and nailed Violet's husband instead. And she had to go into the Lotus Eater machine and get him out. But he now has a really sexy scar. So why don't you tell us where that is on him?
Well, it's on his face, obviously.
Oh, yeah. He's got the...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's not terribly happy with it. I'm still trying to convince him that it's an asset as opposed to a detriment. Yeah. He was very Apollon before. Now he's looking a little more rugged.
A little more Venus de Milo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, babe, how's it going? High five? No.
I'm sorry, if you can't high five your husband, then what are you even doing married?
Yeah, what's going on? So Violet was able to eventually work her way out of the Lotus Eater machine and pull out everybody who had eventually gotten trapped in her husband's psyche in a very Silent Hill-esque. You see it too. For me, it's always like this sort of situation. To come back to the Kittery, as it is just pissing rain outside, visibility of approximately 2/4 of an inch, super rainy, and when you come back into the Kittery from the Mindscape, where do you go?
I am going to go take a shower because it was dirty and grimy and gross. And I'm exhausted. And a good hot shower always makes me feel better.
Okay. So with a nice warm bath behind you, you're able to step out into your room with, your handmaidens and hand servants. I don't know what the masculine version of a handmaiden is.
I don't either.
Men at arms, I guess.
Butlers?
It's kind of like
A
hands.
number of terms, but
butlers?
Squires.
There are
butlers.
I think
there's dressers if you are going by English terminology.
That's the one.
Okay.
So you got about a half dozen people in your room, sort of getting ready for you to get ready for bed. And beyond beyond this crowd seeming to be sort of ignored by them, is Glorious Basilica, the angel that's been sort of oot and a boot in and around the Kittery, who is like a wounded animal curled up in the corner of the room.
What are you doing?
To whom are you addressing the question?
The angel curled up into the corner of my room.
Yes. The servants in hand are kind of like, who are you talking to? And Glorious, when he turns his head to you, his face is sallow, almost like a skull. His eyes are bloodshot. He's got huge red bags under them, and faint black veins running across the skin of his cheek down to his neck, in a very infernal, scarish sort of way. And when he sees you, he has this kind of weak smile on his face, and he says, "I'm dying."
How are you dying?
Your friends just killed a fourth of me, and they're gonna kill 2 more soon.
A fourth of you?
So, Clive, guess whose phone just rings?
Roy calls this poor man.
The one of the left-handers that you set on the oh no, you know what? Rebecca calls you.
Oh, great.
And says, she said, I looked over that document that you got from Writhe, and there's not 3 names in that jumble of letters. There's 4. Glorious Basilica is the last 0.
Crap. It's just that. Oh, that makes everything make so much more sense.
Cut back to.
All right. Well,
I don't have a lot of time, Violet.
sucks to be you. I mean, what do you want me to do with this information here? I mean, you're dying, so would you like me to speed up the process?
I want you to kill the rest of me.
Okay. So do you want me to just off you? Is there somebody else you need me to kill?
It won't work like that. I'm
Okay.
I'm 0. But so is everyone else who's seen my meme complex. If you kill me, I'm just going to come out of someone else, kill their ego, and start murdering more people. And I don't want that, Violet.
That sounds like a bad time for everybody involved. So how do we ensure that you do not spring up somewhere else?
How do you kill an idea?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I have not really thought about it.
With a better one.
Okay.
Sit down. This is
All
gonna
right.
take a minute.
Yeah, I'm going to need a lot of explaining.
He's sort of, you can kind of start to see, not so much like he's fading out, but more like just parts of him are no longer becoming recognizable. Like you can see that he has the shape of a hand at the end of his arm, but you can't recognize it as a hand. It's just a protuberance of flesh. The information doesn't link in your mind. He starts to kind of talk a little bit faster. He describes to you this this concept. It's an idea that bases itself off commonly accepted observational conventions like heat is hot, water is wet, but it has this clever recursive layered proof that constantly reinforces the idea. the more you think about it, the more sense it makes. And the way that he's describing it to you right now, you can feel that the thought is incomplete. And you can kind of feel your mind reflexively start to work towards the completion of that thought. When his hand kind of reaches out, not to touch you, but just to sort of stop you. But you need to stop there.
Stop where?
At the point where he has sort of added the limiter at the end of the statement, right before you would complete the idea and kill the zero manifestation in your mind. That's where he stops you.
Okay.
So like you're right at the equal sign, and the number is right there, and you know what the number is. You just haven't written it down yet.
Okay.
Yeah. When you activate that, you're gonna forget zero. Not just me, but zero the concept. And if you do that now, you're not gonna be able to stop the rest of me. Do you understand?
Yes.
You're gonna forget me. And then I'll be gone. And you won't remember, and I won't exist. And I'm really scared.
That is a very scary thing to have to face. But you kind of got yourself into this. So, I like consequences, man.
What kind of stupid asshole gives the gun the ability to feel guilt?
A very cruel person who revels in that cruelty.
He very slowly and quite painfully starts to stumble up to his feet. He sort of adjusts his collar and he puts his tie up. Lady Arya, I want to thank you. I may be the only zero in this city that came down with a bad case of you.
And cheese. But I appreciate the sentiment.
And once you turn away, he's gone.
I didn't realize angels were lactose intolerant.
Yeah, he just disappears. His physical self demanifests. The info form dissolves in the noosphere, and he just doesn't exist anymore at all.
Well then.
Yes. Meanwhile, Clive, what's your response to Violet's in danger? Zero's in her house.
So it's estimating where my people are versus where the kittery is versus where I am. It is very quick math. Who can get there first? Because if I can just send the jackal, I will send the jackal.
All right, go right ahead. He is your courtier to do with as you please. Just as he finally vanishes and everyone in the room sort of stops and looks around and kind of confusingly like in confusion looks at each other like, wait a minute, wasn't there another person here? Just this massive brick shithouse in a very finely tailored suit bursts into the door with what weapon drawn?
The jackal is a veritable arsenal of weapons. Like if there is a weapon drawn in this case, considering the brief, it is probably a incredibly sharp silvered rondel dagger in one hand and a Colt 1911 in the other.
So yes, this bursts into your bedroom, apparently ready for war.
Excuse me. Who are you?
I'm the Jackal. I'm with Clive. You're in danger. We have to go right now.
Danger of what?
Glorious Basilica, that angel that's been floating around here, he's 0.
Yeah, he told me.
I'm sorry, what?
What?
What? What?
He told me. We had a whole conversation about it, and then he vanished into thin air.
But it's invisible now? I gotta call Clive. 1 second.
Yeah, go right ahead. I'm gonna just continue putting on my makeup while he's making a call.
Yeah, he unfolds his gun and holds it up to his head. Clive, hey, it's me.
You sound confused. What's going on?
I think Violet ate him. Because he's gone. But you got him to squeal first.
Okay, I want you to, as gracefully as you can, quietly exit the building and probably never return. We need to put that as a warning to our entire organization to never enter that place. Also, for all intents and purposes, we are not going to refer to her as Violet anymore. That is the swan goddess, and we are afraid.
He hangs up his gun and turns to you, Violet. Bonsoir, mon ami. Pardonnez. I'll be seeing myself out.
Bye!
And that is when the explosion at the Arboreum happens. So everyone's phones explode as your various contacts call you up and say, yo, someone just drove a gas truck into the front of the Arboreum and there's dudes with assault rifles coming in right now.
Okay. Okay. More Mr. Nice Devil.
We're about done, he says, screwing his horns onto his forehead.
No, at this point, it's just okay, I've gotten the brief. I'm also just of the support group, those that have the tendency to not hold as close to the ideals. It's just like, yeah, I'm going to be a bad influence right now. If you just want to let loose and just kill some shit, let's go.
Violet, you also get a message through one of your contacts that it's going down at the Arboreum pretty much right now. How do you want to respond to that?
I'm going to sigh very deeply and stand up, smoothing out my nice long dress. And then be like, all right, I guess. Walk over to these giant windows, open them, turn into a swan, and fly on over to the Arboretum.
Uzi and Zelik. If I remember correctly, you two were in the same building together, but not in the same room?
Correct. Yeah. Of a condo. Like it's it's like a condo duplex on top of things. Like,
Yeah,
we own
because my
several.
house.
We own lots of property. Like,
Yeah, because I live in the penthouse section on top of the mall, and Zillick is very close to that arena because we're in that
like there's like
entertainment
a
district setup.
hallway, and it splits off, and once the smaller side is mine because I don't need a lot of space, but I am
I'm
getting
sorry.
a divorce, so I might.
Like it's not a hallway; it's like a gargoyle perch, and you have to like fucking fly jump to the other side. That's the security. Yeah, we're dragons. If you can't get here, what are you doing in my house? And if you fall, I mean dinner.
I mean, I could just fly. There's no jumping involved.
Literally.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. Like, But yeah, I just arrived and Delica's having their dinner thing. But I finished my conversation with Mother and took a long jaunt to their house.
It's cool. You are presented with food and wine and a hurricane. A wine hurricane? No.
Oh yes,
Sangria. Like a frosted sangria. I don't know. Like, hey, you're here. Great, nice. So
Out of nowhere, I kind of pulled out a dirt lasagna.
You do what?
Yeah, I bought lasagna. I pulled out like a dirt lasagna.
Oh, that is
Mom says you left your lasagna.
That is just so. So anyway, I have some guests over. Thank you. I was like, you're leaning out of your camera. And I show them to my guests, and I was like, so you know how we have a horseman problem?
Yes, I am aware of our bug problem.
Well, I happen to get the best bug exterminators that we could find. They have a track record of, he's a little drunk. They have a track record of destroying bugs, and I just like bring you over to the kitchen. There's a couple people, and there's my guest, and I forgot their names.
Harrison Locke.
Harrison Locke, yes.
And Diana Lode, like the stone.
And so Harrison and Diana, and of course, I'm assuming you know exactly who these people are. So,
well,
found them at Boeing.
Greetings. I am Annette Uzi. I hope you find your stay here pleasant. And I'm just gonna give Zelik the what the fuck, like the polite what the look, but like the
he's just got this big shonen grin on his face, like he's accomplished something very like.
I very much feel like somebody who was like, okay, don't blow up the house when I'm gone, and you come back. They didn't blow up the house, but there's now a nuclear bomb in the living room.
It's just hanging out, like. But it's okay if you treat the nuclear bomb with care. Like, it can be beneficial, and I have been treating them with the utmost care. I'm a fantastic fucking host.
Well, I hope you are enjoying my brother's hospitality and safety.
They look quite impressed with the whole ordeal, and upon meeting another dragon, they both are just sort of clamoring like, "Oh my god, this is amazing! Like more of these people are coming out of the woodwork when we were so messily shunned previously. I'm very excited to be in this process." And they express this like very weird excitement. Like not exactly a mania, but like it's kind of clear that they're a bit off, but they're really stoked to help. In fact, it almost feels like powerful tale. Let's see what I put on your sheet. In fact, it almost feels like a story.
It's like, why don't you help me take that lasagna to the kitchen and get some served up for your guests?
Y'all don't have to eat the muddy lasagna. I have real lasagna with tomatoes for y'all. And he's gonna follow.
They do point out they've been eating nothing but MREs for 2 years, so it's a step up.
To be fair, it was made by the ocean herself, so I'm
It
sure
is
it's
true.
of
There could be there's some delicious sediments. Yeah.
That dish is gonna be really salty.
Oh, I mean,
Hey, girl.
absolutely. That's the point. You
Val,
just
how
got
did you-
seaweed.
how did-
There's seaweed noodles.
How did you so accurately predict the name of the next NPC you'll be meeting? Delicious sediment. What's the haps, y'all? Delicious is not a descriptor. It's like, what the?
Oh, I'm going to start serving this lasagna to Uzi, and I'm going to take like a pearl out and eat it, and just like, so you I see you have bought a bomb to a knife fight.
Yes.
I'm impressed.
Yeah. Thank you.
Have you heard anything from Bon or Gabriel?
Gabriel has been a bit sulky. Not particularly sulky as in like moody or upset.
Oh,
but
so
more along
are
the
they
lines of, like,
here? Are they both here?
confused. Like Gabriel's around, and Bon is also like upstairs, but like they're not in the physical proximity to you. You just saw.
Okay,
like,
they're not at
Gabriel
my
as
party.
he was leaving. Yeah. Like you saw Gabriel previously prior to this point.
Okay.
After he tried to tell Uzi about the thing.
Right. So I saw Gabe by the gargoyle, but he hasn't come to the party. And as far as Bond goes, I saw Bond in the garage. We exchanged pleasantries about my bombs. Yeah, that's. But I
Yeah,
did
the
have a
left-hand
party
bomb.
to prepare for my god killers.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check on my spouse, and not spouse, but working on it, because I may have endeavored to lighten the load, and it has resulted in some unintended consequences.
Oh,
But I've got
fuck.
these very nice flowers from Mother, so let's see how this goes.
Good flowers?
If you need me,
What kind of
yes,
flowers?
seabed flowers.
Oh,
They're like
okay.
little weird, like anemone flowers kind of situation.
Oh, you gotta go put those in the aquarium. They're gonna die.
Yeah.
Those aren't flowers. Those are animals.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach down and get like a mixing bowl and just dump them in there with some water.
Oh, hold on a
Yeah,
second, and I'm
maybe.
gonna get like a handful of salt and like dump it in the mixing bowl with the water. Like,
By your powers combined, you have created saline.
it's like, I'm gonna pause. It's like, okay, back up. Sorry, I'm having a good time today. But I'm a little concerned about what's going on. Are you okay? What can I do to help?
Just some old memories from a long time ago. Crawling their head to the surface, I'll be fine. I just want to make up with my husband and make sure things are all right. And I can trust you'll take care of yourself while I do that, as you have murder 1 and murder 2. But if you don't, give me a nice dragon holler, and I will be right back.
You'll fucking hear it. I am not subtle.
I am aware. I'm gonna pick up the bowl and just head to the they didn't say it in like a snarky like they normally would. They just seemed kind of at peace, yet also very tired.
Fair. So like as Uzi is kind of like leaving and I go back to my people and it's like, okay, who's ready to play some Monopoly at this party? We're just gonna get super. But I also have chutes and ladders. I also have Val doesn't know
Quietly
board games.
in the background, Harrison like brings into frame a box set of Coup.
Of what?
Coup, COUP. It's a lion game.
Gotcha.
It's kind of like Secret Hitler, but not bad.
I don't know what that is. That was the second time someone's told me about Secret Hitler. I don't know anything about
This is
board
the
games.
first time I've heard of a Secret Hitler. So
Have you guys ever?
This is real awkward.
Have you ever played Werewolf?
No.
Okay.
I don't
So
know what
basically,
anyone's talking about. I don't play board games.
I got you. So basically, you live in like you're a village or a group of good people, and there are bad people hiding in you. For example, you can be the good guys, and then like two people are Nazis, or you're like a village, and then there's like two werewolves, or whatever the reason is. You're all supposed to be working together, but two people are secretly on the opposite team. So there's
Among
always
Us.
this sabotage. Yeah, it's Among Us, but board
It's
game.
Mafia. Yeah.
It's,
Okay, but
it's
time
really
out.
good.
Like, why would we want to reveal the werewolves if not to date them? That's the only reason I would want the werewolves to exist, is to make them my boyfriends. Anyway, continue.
You should really check out. I think it's Jackbox Party Pack 7 that has
Yes,
Monster
I
Seeking
know.
Monster. Yeah, That's still-
We're
yeah.
good. We're good. I have no filter today. Continue without me. So yeah, so I will continue with my party
Okay. Uzi.
as everyone deals with serious stuff. No, not me.
So I'm gonna go find my husband. And, snooze.
So Bon is he's in one of the drawing rooms and he's sort of watching the rain in this really interesting shot where the light for the scene is coming through the window and like painting the dark lines of the rain like over his body. And he's sort of like tapping one of his rings against the rim of a glass that he's sort of nursing and sipping on. It's apple juice on the rocks. And when you come in, he sort of glances up and smiles and stands and expects you.
Yes, well, I had a lovely family reunion with my mother, and I'm gonna walk over and place my forehead against his and kind of do like a nuzzle. I brought back flowers, and I pull the bowl out, and it's like the anemone. Yeah. Apparently, they aren't flowers, but lost in translation with mother frequently happens. How are you feeling?
I'm scared. I'm really scared.
I'm gonna take my hand and rub their cheek and sigh. As long as we have been together, I have never had a doubt that I could protect you. And this is the first time that I have. So I can understand being afraid. But I wouldn't be me if I didn't have a plan, now did I, love? As long as you and Gabriel can stay out of harm's way, I am sure we will be all right. But worst case scenario, someone needs to be here to lead the people we have agreed to lead and keep everything we have built safe. And I trust you to do it.
If you're entering into some sort of arms race with this horseman, I worry that the collateral damage is going to be catastrophic, may not be the appropriate level of destruction. We may lose this whole city.
I have no intentions of entering the arms race with the apocalypse. I think it's mostly a last resort situation, which it's good for Zealot to have prepared for, but I have a little less of a nuclear weapon and more of a cyanide. It is difficult for me to do what has to be done when I know I have to spread my thoughts to you and everyone else I love and keeping them safe. I need you to promise me you'll stay safe, first and foremost. All right? And I'm going to give him his flowers and butt him a little bit.
Longhorns. Bonk. That's how you show affection around here.
And then Uzi's going to take his hands, place his face in it, and just deep breath and, reset themselves to the Uzi that everyone knows, the prepared, the leader, the non-vulnerable part, I think. Straighten, dry themselves via Sans magic. And then they're going to go join everyone for dinner. Settle.
All right, and that's when you're going to get pulled into the firefight at the Arboreum. So the call goes out. One of you had a ally in there.
I did.
Clive did. Correct. All right, so I guess Clive, would you want to spread the word?
Yeah, sure. It's very much sort of an all call situation where it's just, yeah, there's a group dial. So there's an explosion and terrorists at where all the food gets made. We should probably deal with it.
All right. If nobody has any disagreement to that plan, we can move over to the Arboreum.
Yep, they're just gonna, text my boys, set up safety protocols. You know what's up when you run like a city.
Chaos has broken out amid the buildings of the Arboreum. If you'll remember, they are the 30, 40-ish story high mirrored glass buildings that all the food is being grown in, right on the dock side where the water is, the fresh water is pumped in and used to as a big whatchamacallit, when you grow the wheats on the insides.
Hydroponics.
Hydroponics.
This massive hydroponics complex that is also partially being held up by the magic of one of the big boy NPCs. Is being operated by them up. I'm sorry. There you go. Bale Nightjar, I believe, is the one in charge here. The attack appears to have is started very, very recently. There's a big not like one of the semi trucks, but like the smaller version, the like 400-gallon container that they move non-potable water in. One of those appears to have been filled with an explosive substance and driven directly into the front of the main building of the Arboreum. There's no gunfighting happening outside, but you can clearly see flashes of light through the windows. A body crashing through a window and falling, presumably to their death. Corpses littered about the parking lot and in the lobby. There's a scent of this horrible blood and gunpowder smoke. It's right against the river. So like the back ends of the buildings have like maybe 10 feet away before they drop off into the actual water itself. And it looks like some people were attempting to like break out the back windows and jump into the river, but they clipped the concrete on the way down. Yeah, it's a shit show.
Is everything still on fire?
Yes.
Cool. Water dragon being water dragon, I'm going to, water, sweet water bin, so to speak, and just try to like hit that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will let you go ahead and take that one. I believe you get to manifest minor water effects. Yeah, there is. Whatever you want, use so yeah, you can do that to suppress the fires, or you can put them out completely with a roll. So your choice on that one.
I will put them out completely with a roll because I know I'm going to use primordial for it. As I am polar opposite of my brother in that sense. Like my draconic features are aquatic in nature. So yeah, I'm going to spend a shard on my primordial and see what we can do.
So what you claiming?
Give me a sec. Aquatic wings for like to help me move the water around, I think. Seals. Yeah, I'm gonna use the seals.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, no, this is I'm in my heart done.
Okay.
So
that's two.
Let's see. I don't know what else I could use. I mean, I have the Aegis, but that's less of a.
Go ahead and take Hermetic Legacy.
Yeah, I'll take my Hermetic Legacy. I know the waterways themselves because when I took over this area, like the other side, I'm the type of person to have looked up everything I could.
So that's going to be 3d8.
Okay, I can do that. Let me get my d8s. Okay, so I have an 8, a 6, and a 1.
Let's fucking go. Gain the minor beast affliction. The river comes to life. The separation between Uzi and the water is functionally not a distinction at this point. Between the slowly fading rain and the nearby river, a massive maw of water sweeps across the parking lot, pulling along with it the corpses and the burning vehicles and flooding into the lobby. It creates a bit of a mess, making the area a slightly more difficult to traverse, but it does put out the fires. And when it's left behind, the surface of Uzi's skin is now dappled like sunlight over water, marking them as clearly supernatural.
Sorry, I thought the fire would be a priority. Though I know this is not my area, I figured be neighborly, yes?
Okay, how are you approaching this?
Well, who owns the hydroponics?
Hydroponics are I believe. Let me double check. And because of that, it would be under. I believe it's
Nightjar.
Okay. I see what's going on. Which one did you say?
Nightjar.
Bale Nightjar. Yeah. That's the one. So Bale Nightjar is an artisan who's part of House Sech. So they're Deva.
Whoever's area this is, may you please step forwards and let us know what you want you to be done. And if you can't do that, I will cede control to the closest entity who has reasonable claim.
You speak to the sort of not genius loci, but sort of narrative spirit of the area. Nightjar's not connected right now. They're not at the phone.
Well then, Clive, I believe you are maybe a neighbor? Am I wrong? I try to stay out of it.
It's more of an emergency situation. This is one of those times where the rules kind of get fuzzy. But thank you for the current assist. I'm just going to warn you, I'm going to go inside now. I will not be available. As he pulls out a bullhorn, turns it on. Good evening, criminals of every color, shape, ability, and gender. This is your one warning. Submit to arrest peacefully, or you will be put down with glorious violence.
Ooh. I'm going to try to settle the outside area then, while Clive is the government.
The response you get is chilling in the way that you as a infernal can only recognize as the exact opposite of hellfire. Basically, the big bad evil monster that's in there is telling you, bring it on.
I don't think anyone has seen Clive smile this wide. Like, the glasses are off, the cuffs are becoming unbuttoned, and there's just a look of malicious glee.
Oh my god, he took his shirt off. He's more sexy and powerful than ever.
And it is just, they've been warned. So we're going to violate all the rules now and unleash the executioner. As we're going to go in and just cause whatever's in the way as much pain, torment, and violence as unnaturally possible.
Okay. Who are you taking in with you between NPCs and PCs?
I will gladly take whoever wants to come with, but as for my own people, they know better. I'm off the leash. Their job is to put me down should this thing progress past this point.
Okay. So I think that maybe the three of us are outside should build some kind of quick, like disaster relief. Let's get people out of the area. Fairy Violet is a
I am a swan right now.
Yes.
I can fly around and sort of round people up and get them to a nice area that has been designated once we do that.
Yeah, I was thinking it's good. It's in your wheelhouse, and it's good look for the cattery to get some comforting in. And I know Zillick, you're in on the grounding and stuff like that. So maybe like with the buildings and stuff, or like the hydroponics.
Yeah. I move. If it's all right with you, we'll move to the next plot point to set up episodes 9 and 10. Would that work?
Yep.
Val, you good with that?
You guys can have another 30, another 30 minutes, 30, 45 minutes if y'all need. I'm just physically.
Yeah. That's
No, fair. Mentally, I don't think everyone's, All right.
let me grab the railroads here for a little bit. Everyone on the train. The best way that I can kind of describe the carnage that's on the inside of the arboreum is you remember in Metal Gear Solid when the ninja kills everybody and there's just corpses everywhere along that hallway. It's like that. The counterpoint to what's going on here though is Clive's really awesome T-1000 impression of walking down hallways, taking gunfire to the chest, shrugging it off, and messily disemboweling anybody who gets in his way. The fight is brutal. It's bloody. It's somewhere between the raid and the void, between the amount of ultra violence and the amount of fake blood that we're spraying everywhere. And it gets to be about midway through, where you're about halfway up your one-man personal war to get to the top, where you know the big bad is, when your Defiant shard kind of in the background goes bing. There's a question you need to ask.
Okay. There's a lot of questions here. There's the one that in the moment he wants to ask, but I know that's not the question that needs to be asked.
Okay.
And that is the grim craft. How can I make them feel true pain? But
start taking them apart from the toes and see what happens next. There, that's a freebie.
But there are a number of questions. Let's see here. I'm guessing what are they trying to hide?
That question springs fully formed in your mind. Why would Zero do this? Because the people you're fighting, the people who are killing the workers at the Arboreum, they're all Zeros. But if it just doesn't smell right, it feels weird to you that this is such a public, visceral, mounted attack that's clearly designed to draw people's attention away. And then another question kind of comes up to your mind. If Zero wants to infect everyone in the city with his meme complex, what purpose does starving them to death serve?
Okay.
Where would an info form be able to do the most damage when nobody is looking?
Emergency signal, emergency services, mass broadcast, either by text message, email, radio, TV.
All connected by?
Rusty building.
Uzi, as you are dragging one of the people out, you notice something out of the corner of your eye. It's a dying spider struggling to form a web that spells the word help.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, hell yes.
Yes.
Hi,
And Clyde, you get this as well. Where would he be able to do the most damage? Using the internet.
so, so Uzi's done being even pretending to be human. Like, the PTS trigger point has been hit. He's gone full. My loved one is in danger, and I'm not dealing with this anymore. So let's hope that the Seraphim can cover dragons just yeeting themselves through, because that is what is going to occur. I'm done.
And Clive, how do you react to the sudden realization?
That this is when the creative devil comes in. I'm seeking out Violet.
Yes.
I need to make a deal.
With
You
over.
saving the city.
Okay. I kind of do want the city saved. I make quite a bit of money here.
Yeah, but in order for me to, you have your magics, I have mine. Mine is contracts.
Okay, so what's the contract you want to make?
I get to use all power that I have in persecuting the current threat to the city. I help save it. That's what you're paying me for. But the payment in return is my shackles are off.
Seems fair to me.
Verbal agreement. Good.
Legit almost lost the water.
So, as I'm guessing Uzi's transforming, what I would like to try and accomplish here, now that that agreement has been set, is as the voice begins to somewhat change, would you like to come with, or do you want to stay here?
With y'all.
Yeah, we're heading to the airport.
All right, see you there.
Oh, I'll get there first. I'm walking through a shadow and just showing up in the darkest place in the airport.
Well, I have to fly, so I guess.
That does seem a little unfair. Steward's inquiry on that one.
How far is the airport from the river?
Narrative far.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, I'm getting in that water.
Oh, yeah. Reasonably close.
See you there, Zelik. Violet.
It's
Zelik's babysitting and still playing Monopoly. I don't. No. It's like, oh, there's a fire. Don't worry, everyone. It's fine.
I think when I transform as my twin, you would know. Like, that is something probably you're one of the only people in this city to have seen, and you know I don't like doing it. Like, it's hands down these.
Yeah, and I think at that point, Zelik would be like, oh, fuck. And would, like, excuse himself from, like, his guest. And it's like, don't worry, my wonderful motions to my assassin friend here will will take care of you. And my poor little angel ninja is just like, what the fuck, bro? Like, I don't actually know how to. I'm an eternal being too, but I don't actually know how to people. And Zelik is gonna leave and eventually earthbend his way to his sibling who has transformed.
There's going to be, because we're going to wrap up in about 10, just due to medical reasons. I'll take control, and then we'll leave that as the cliffhanger for episodes 9 and 10. Clive, you step through the shadow into a cacophony of light and scent. Hazard lights, halogen bulbs are flashing and flicking to indicate like servers are down, or not responding. And there's just this stench of blood throughout the building. As you make your way through these quiet shadows, distantly hearing the noises of some manner of combat happening, you see a corpse, or what appears to be a corpse, fully entombed in Ethernet cables. Another person who has been run through and pinned to the wall with spider-like carapace legs made of plastic. And you're eventually able to come across a shimmering black blood pool that when you turn around the corner through the server racks, you see a very broken Rise Sphenoid clutching ineffectively at a huge gash across their chest, and just sort of wheezing with their mouth opening and closing. On the outside, as the group lands on the tarmac, the manifestation of Zero, that is the Leviathan, Hieronius Prominence, this 8-foot tall, 4-foot wide, walking inferno, this man of flame, the rain instantly evaporating as it falls within 20 feet of his body, almost casually rips the wing off of one of the airplanes, one of the little Cessnas, and as the cutscene starts, throws it so that the slowdown the slowdown happens right as his like title card happens on the screen. The fight is in your control. So I will ask the three of you, how do you approach a dude that can just punch his way through a 4-inch thick thing of steel?
He's made out of fire, right? Homie didn't choose his matchups well, is what I'm trying to say in the nicest way possible.
I mean, normally I would fuck him, but like, I don't think now's the time.
I didn't consider the hard counter. I did not consider the hard counter when I wrote this fight.
This is a Pokemon battle.
Yeah. Uzi is a war human, and a very not good at human part once hit war part, and it's just going to, that's a target. Goodbye.
So Gyarados.
Yeah. Is over there Charizarding his life up, and I'm just gonna be like, oh, dead.
Mortis. Ellie, do you mind me taking camera control for this one?
Oh yeah, no, definitely go for it. Zelik is essentially the Pokemon trainer at this point. He's just like, don't kill everything, please.
Bitch, I'm a Tyranitar. Don't.
Yeah, I know. Like, that's the problem, is you're the Pokemon trainer, but you're also just a Pokemon with
Wait,
a Pokemon
am I just Mewtwo? Are you saying that I'm just Mewtwo? Like, am I a Pokemon who's also a Pokemon trainer. And is this Ash Ketchum? Do we have to fucking kill Ash? And
No, I love the idea where they're like, who's gonna stop? And you're just there as a Tyranitar holding the Pokeball.
and I'm not even holding a Pokeball. I'm just giving you a little Dino thumbs up. I didn't
Yeah.
even get there yet. It's fine.
Yeah, it's great.
Uzi drops on this guy like 2 million gallons of water. The pressure from the first hit gouges through the concrete, sand blasting it away down to the bedrock underneath. There's a silhouette of Hieronius and his aura, like in concrete directly behind him. The strikes between the two are strong enough that downstairs, the roof is shaking above Clive, as Sphenoid just kind of like weakly grasps for him.
Cradling their face. We don't have long. What do you want?
Oh, Sphenoid is the one taking care of the place.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just cradling their face with the huge gash. It's just, we don't have long. What do you want?
He infected the system with something. I don't know if it got out, but you have to burn this place to the fucking ground right now.
Agreed. Again, just sealing the contract as like, that's what they want. Okay, this is what we will do. And the shackles are already off. So it's just, they've already made this place a web. I am lighting it on fire. I'm making this home right now.
The flame is monstrous. It is an inferno unlike anything this world has seen since the trumpet blew. The flame not only burns the plastic and the fibering that makes up the servers, but it also evaporates the information itself, leaving a blank hole of no data, a vacuum of memetics in the area around them. And as this fire burns ever hotter and hotter, Writhe, clinging to your hand, the tarmac bubbles and drips down, forming this between the water on top and the deep lava pit down below, or the deep inferno down below. It's the mouth of hell that has opened up, swallowing Hieronius. The first hit knocked him staggered enough that when the flame opened up beneath him, he just falls in, and you see him evaporate as soon as he hits the animemetic field. He's gone. Do you save Writhe?
I have one little thing that I keep at my desk at all times. It's called the happy sad die.
Oh
I'm
no.
going to roll it now. That was the big happy face, so yes. So
Dab hard enough to dislocate my shoulder, and we continue.
It's very much this moment of, I already got the agreement from Violet, the shackles are off. I'm effectively free right now. And I know how this individual is important, not just to the city, but to Uzi specifically. And it's just like, you don't get to die right now. I'm not going to let you. This is going to hurt, as it is just pure hellfire that sears the wound shut as I drag them out of the mouth of hell.
She's so badly broken, Uzi. She is hurt. She has been torn apart physically and metaphysically. Mimetic, honestly, information radiation has stripped apart part of her cognizance. But as she clutches to your front, and there is a light that never goes out, but the smith begins to play, sobbing, clinging to you. I told you, Pope, clinging to you. The camera slowly panning back and up to show the group standing next to the hell mouth, as the rain slowly begins to die down. And the scene fades to black, and the end card comes up, and the song slowly fades away, and then the camera comes back in. And standing on top of the tallest of the buildings in the Arboreum, Malpero Diogracias, the Deva aspect of Zero, sighs and looks up at the sun high above, framed by the clouds, and goes, "Fuck it. I'm just gonna kill every last one of them." And slowly, the shadow of the moon begins to cover up the sun. To be continued.
Okay, everyone. We are going to end at this point halfway early, and I do apologize for anyone who's sitting around enjoying it and on YouTube. And to my players, I just got a terrible tension headache, and the only cure for that is to go stand under hot water for like 20 minutes and then go to bed. So, but still a great job. Very what I could listen to, because the thing is about tension headaches is I can't wear headphones. But it's okay because I can kind of sort of read the subtitles. With just halfway headphones. No one can see me except for like my camera's still on Zoom. I just don't have it on OBS right now. Hopefully tomorrow you can catch me over in Nat One Heroes where I play around with the Frost Maiden. And then we are back here on Wednesday with Isekai University. And then Saturday is the 30th. Yeah, Saturday's the 30th. So we should actually be back here with Dragon Age for its second to last episode, as well as Defiant with its second to last episode. We're running its course. We're almost done for the summer, you guys, as far as the weekend goes. Everyone else, please tell me, and everyone listening, where can we find you in the next 7 days? Where are you on the internet? What are you doing?
Hey everybody, Pope here, Pope World Bill on Twitter, Pope World Bill on Twitch. I look at all your streams. If you want to see more of my ridiculous face, follow the Twitter. There's going to be a lot of me, but yeah, thank you all for being here. Whether live, VOD, YouTube, stories, nothing without its audience. You're much part of this as we are. Thank you all so much. Take care of yourselves and one another. See you around.
Hey, I'm Fairy Sarina, and you can find me here on Twitch or on YouTube or on Twitter. And I've got a Let's Play stuff. I've got Let's Play stuff going on YouTube and Twitch. And yeah.
Hi. You can find me on my Twitter at El Esperanto, where I will probably be doing quite a bit of manic bitching. Which usually is pretty entertaining, so feel free to drop in. But other than that, you can see me here next Saturday playing Uzi enjoying his pretty mortals watching.
I'll close us out. Again, a bit of a short episode this week, but we did get to the jumping off point for the climax. So make sure to come back next week for that. You can find me on Twitter, not very active these days due to life explosion issues, at the Siege Andrew, over on twitch.tv/onion_siege and s-15studios.com, where you can find all the stuff I make, including articles and short stories. So be sure to go do those things and enjoy yourself and be safe and stuff.
All right, then. We're not going to do a raid today. We're just going to go ahead and sign off and say goodbye to everyone. Wave. We love you, and we will see you next week.